Good morning and what is up, Bitraders? Once again, I'm Coach Arthur of Bitrade Learning Hub here to give you the cryptocurrency market update of the crypto space. As you can see right now, we are actually undecided whether or not we are going on a bullish run towards the $28,000 level or are we going still to be rejected at the $24,000 level. That's the question that we have to answer at this video. So stay tuned to this video for I can explain to you what are the possibilities and angles that we have to see in order for Bitcoin to reach the $24,000 level. As you can see, here we are at Crypto Bubbles right now. And looking at Aptos, it is still actually a bullish crypto asset. As we can see that Aptos is still up by 31%. And DYDX, as expected, is at around 43.8%. Actually, if you don't know about DYDX, why is it actually is pumping? Is that there's a thread on their Twitter account that there were actually an alpha news that is expected that DYDX token will actually release the staking of their investors. But since they moved their release by December 1 this year, actually it became a bullish reason for DYDX to actually pump their price. So if you want to check on DYDX, you can actually check on to it because their FA is actually still effective by this week. Okay, looking at CoinGlass at the moment, as expected, we are still no actually we actually move up to 10%, wherein we are in the greed index already. Looking at the greed index, we are at 61%, where the sentiment of people is actually bullish at the moment. Looking at their funding rates, however, is still normal. So no aggressive buyers are still making their position. As we can see that the BTC funding rate is still on the normal level, 0.01%. And looking at the long versus short ratio at the moment, as we can see, there is already somehow an aggressive move between long buyers. As you can see, we are already at 1.38 from the previous 1%. So if this goes high to 1.6 or 1.8%, there's actually an expected reversal, or there's actually an expected movement between BTC. Because if we're looking on the 5 minutes time frame, it actually went up to 2% level. So we are actually expecting it to retrace at the moment, as there is what we call as the market imbalance. So if there's a market imbalance, of course, the crypto asset should retrace to make the positions balance. Okay, but anyways, looking at coin market cap at the moment, we are still at $1 trillion. Luckily for us, we are still on that price, because if we actually go below $1 trillion, it may be a negative reason for crypto investors or crypto whales to still invest in Bitcoin. But as we can see, we are still on the dominance of 42.5% on Bitcoin, which means that still we are still bullish on Bitcoin, because more and more people are still trusting BTC as a payment option. Okay, moving on, as you can see, according to the thread of Watcher Guru, is that the Dallas Fed officially says a recession is on the way. So actually, that's the possibility that we are actually on that position at the moment. But actually, here in the Philippines, we cannot actually what do you call this? We cannot actually experience, or we cannot feel the recession, because as we are living on a third world country, it's actually a normal setting wherein our goods and services is actually expensive. But on the financial market, we can actually firsthand experience this recession. Wherein that's why I'm saying that there's a short bull run on BTC. On the long run, I'm still bearish on BTC. What do I mean by bearish? I'm looking at a year, or at least before the halving of BTC, we are still looking at BTC at around 12,000 level or $10,000 level. But as I said, the market is somehow different right now. So we can expect a different change in momentum. Like maybe the bottom is already at $16,000 level, but I have my reasons why I am seeing Bitcoin at around 10,000 or $9,000 level. Okay, but anyways, to give you another potential coin to look into the future or the next upcoming bull run, you can check up the on protocol. Actually, the on protocol is actually a potential coin to invest in. It's not available yet on Binance, but you can buy it on SushiSwap or Uniswap, wherein it is under the Ethereum contract. And the good thing about the on protocol is it is actually a hot wallet or a custodian as well. At the same time, if you know the developers of FTX before, they actually moved to the on protocol to be part of the dev team, which is something that we should look into. Okay, so try to check out the on protocol. Try to do your research. If you want to know more about the on protocol, try to comment down below in our YouTube so that if you can talk about the on, I'm happily to advertise it. But remember, this is not a financial advice. It is just based on my own personal opinion. Okay. Anyways, looking at crypto potato right now, as usual, China is actually negative on crypto. So they are providing again another crypto approach wherein to really limit the people in China to trade cryptocurrencies. Looking at here, one of the headlines said that they will be taxing crypto, wherein they will be taxing 20% personal income tax on the investment profit of every individual crypto investors and Bitcoin miners. If you don't know about the history of China, China is actually one of the early investors of Bitcoin, but since Bitcoin was already on a bull run since last year, I think 2021, China has been somehow negative on Bitcoin, wherein they're already limiting people to trade cryptocurrencies. They're already banning Bitcoin miners because of the pollution that they are saying. So what happened is that the Bitcoin miners of China actually moved up to Miami, Florida, wherein the mayor of Miami is actually friendly into cryptocurrencies. That's why most of the crypto miners or Bitcoin miners actually moved to Miami in the United States. Okay, but yeah, like I said, China is somehow strict on cryptocurrency right now, even though they are actually the early investors of Bitcoin. But from my own perception, I think with the pandemic that has been had been raised and have been put to public, China I think has a possibility to create their own coin, Yuan coin, if I'm not mistaken, and they want it to be that powerful. Okay, so maybe that's the reason why they are limiting cryptocurrencies so that their people or their community should only trade the coin Yuan. Okay, but anyways, as you can see, Hong Kong and Singapore stands on crypto regulations as well. If I'm not mistaken, Hong Kong is actually limiting their users or limiting their traders to trade only on spot. They're not allowed to trade futures option, if I'm not mistaken, because that's from what I have heard from one of my students before. At the same time, moving on to the other news is that what they think of Bitcoin is from 100K to $1 million. Plan B prediction for Bitcoin's high 2025. Actually, this is not possible that Bitcoin will reach $100,000 on the next bull market, which is around 2025. But somehow $1 million is not yet somehow foreseeable. But as we all know, Bitcoin is actually full of surprises. So there might be a possibility that we may go with $1 million. Like I said, here is that within 3 years. But I'm still looking at $100,000 to I think $200,000 is the max range of Bitcoin. But if not, of course, Bitcoin is full of surprises. It may surpass the $200,000 and make another all-time high. But looking at realistic value, usually Bitcoin every bull run doubles its all-time high from the previous market, or it tripled the previous all-time high, which is at the moment I think that is around $71,000. So yeah, there's a possibility that we are going to $200,000 to $210,000 per Bitcoin. But we have still to foresee, or let's see what will happen to Bitcoin on the bull market. But $1 million is somehow high enough. Okay, but anyways, moving on is, like I said, why Bitcoin is still actually a short in a short bull run at the moment, because as you can see, the Bitcoin mining revenue surged to 140% since Christmas, meaning there are more and more people actually trading Bitcoin, or transferring, or making a peer-to-peer transaction with Bitcoin. Because as you can see right now, the Bitcoin mining revenue surged to 140%. So it means that there's a possibility that more and more investors came into the cryptocurrency space because of the short bull run. Looking on it, that on the Christmas Eve, it soared to $10 million, from $10 million to $23.8 million on January 29. So imagine that more and more people are actually trading Bitcoin at the moment. At the moment that Bitcoin is actually appreciating or moving to the moon. Okay, but anyways, another country who is actually creating a regulation on cryptocurrency is South Korea. South Korea is to build a crypto tracking system to prevent cybercrime, as they reported. Okay, but looking on the article itself is that they are actually traumatized by FTX and of course Ducon, the Terra Luna. That's why they actually made a they're actually planning to create another system, or a firewall wherein they can actually track cryptocurrencies, okay, to prevent cyber crimes and of course money laundering. Okay, so that's actually the number one reason why they are creating this type of systems. But it may undermine the possibilities that, of course, as we all know, Bitcoin is a decentralized type of system wherein it is not under any centralized entity. But we'll see what will happen, or what can South Korea do with their plan of the crypto tracking system. Maybe if this will be available, it will be a good thing to all countries who wants to adopt Bitcoin. Okay, of course, as we all know, Bitcoin is actually used from the deep web before, and money laundering is usually a common crime the usage of cryptocurrency. But of course, we as traders actually know that it's not the real usage of Bitcoin. Okay, some people are good, some people are bad. Okay, so anyways, moving on to our Bitcoin technical analysis. As you can see right now, we are good with CME gap. It actually didn't form any CME gap this weekend, but as we all expected it actually flipped the $23,000. So it is expected to go above towards $24,000 level. But as you can see, it was rejected at around here exactly at $24,000. So it was actually rejected here. So the possibility it retraced, okay, because of the insufficient amount of demand to meet the supply above. So as we can see, Bitcoin is still ranging here at the $23,000, which is actually still a good news for the crypto traders, because as we all see, we are still above $23,000, right? Or we are still above this demand level. Okay, but if we flip that and go below the 22,400 or $22,000 level, we may expect BTC to retrace here at around $20,000, which will provide a red market. Okay, but looking on the fundamentals of cryptocurrency, there's a possibility that Bitcoin will really retrace further, because as we all know, Bitcoin is actually what we call this, because of the Fed interest rate, which will be bringing up on February 2. On February 2 is actually there's a announcement of the Fed interest rate of the Federal Open Market Committee, wherein they're actually expecting another hike up towards the, I think that was 5.25% or 5.5%. So there's a possibility that it will hike up to that level, and if it will hike up to that level, of course the US dollar will actually increase and Bitcoin will decrease. Okay, so try to watch out for that Fed interest rate on February 2. Okay, whatever is announced, we should expect a possible higher interest hike, but we pray or hope that it is below that expected interest hike, or below 5%. Okay? So anyways, Bitcoin right now is still at this level. We should, if I were you, try to wait for another confirmation on the next 8-hour time frame, so that the good thing about that is that we are already confirmed that BTC is still above $23,000 level, because as we all know, DXY is actually forming a good accumulation here, wherein it is actually following the pattern that I'm looking at. Okay, wherein I'm actually looking at DXY to also retrace on the upper level, which where 105 level is a possibility. Okay, so actually, as we all know, as we can see, our DXY is actually forming a good pattern here on this level, with wherein it's actually accumulating demand. I hope. Then, if it is actually accumulating demand, there's a possibility that it may reach up, or what they call this, break or flip the 103 level. If it flip 103 level, it may go towards the 105. If it goes to the 105, it may be rejected at this level and go back to the 103 level. Okay, but as I said, there's a possible FA, or fundamental with FOMC, or the Fed interest hike. So there's a possibility that dollar index will really moon. Okay, but still, we should still be updated with the market. Just watch our everyday market, so that you will be updated what is happening. But as we all know, or as we can see, DXY is actually forming a good support level here. Okay. At the same time, I just remembered, looking at BTC at the moment, it actually has a what we call as a bearish divergence. Looking at the RSI of BTC, it actually formed a bearish divergence here, a regular one. Okay, so you can see it formed a higher high, but looking at its RSI on the 4-hour time frame, it actually formed a lower low. So there's a possibility that this is the reason why BTC is actually falling down, wherein we can see a bearish divergence, meaning there is what we call as the market imbalance. Okay, looking at Ethereum on the other hand, still Ethereum is still struggled at around the 1.7 level. Okay, so when should we expect that Ethereum will actually moon, or expect to go up? So that actually depends on what will happen to the usability of Ethereum. But more and more traders that I know is actually telling me that Ethereum is actually gonna moon, but still we have to see, because I think Ethereum is still following the dominance of Bitcoin at the moment. It is not actually creating its own path at the moment, as we can see. So we may expect that Ethereum will just follow Bitcoin towards its movement. So if Bitcoin dumps, Ethereum will dump. Okay, so that's it for me for today. I hope to see you again tomorrow on our cryptocurrency market update. Once again, I'm Coach Arthur of Bitrade Learning Hub.